I don't know what it is when you don't need sex. We want to give you more.
I really loved was the story about you had a friend who was at a camp and he friend zoned all the girls. That was something you talk about that story. That is 80% of the course that I teach is exactly what I'm talking about right there. You meet a ton of girls, you friend zone all of them. You never get friend zoned by them. Getting friend zoned is the lava at the bottom of Super Mario Brothers. That's death. Never get, because not only when you get getting friend zoned is also cancer, because it's like it's viral. It's like AIDS. Like when a girl friend zones you, other girls will friend zone you. They'll talk about it. You don't want to get friend zoned by even girls you're not attracted to. You want to consistently maintain frame and show attraction triggers, but at the same time, just be like, hey buddy, what's going on, bro? You've still got your girl and your girls, but the other ones that are in the vicinity. This is also for older women you're not attracted to. One of the examples I bring, do you know Icy? She's one of the girls who works at Fresh and Fit. She's one of probably the one who got you probably the drinks or whatever. Like Rolo loves Icy, and so Mo loves Icy. Like these guys are like, well, men and women can't be friends. They're friends with her. If somebody put their hands on Icy, we'd all beat the shit out of that dude. So men and women can be friends. The problem is what happens is when you're at a place where there's no abundance whatsoever, of course you can't be friends with 99% of men cannot be friends with women, of course. But if you have a super high level of abundance, but having women introduce you to other women, bro, it's such a cheat code. It's such a cheat code. You get 50 girls to show up to your birthday party. You end up with a bikini competition with 200 women in it. That's one of the things that I just love about the concept of pre-selection that works so incredibly well is you talk about, if you go over to this, about this guy friend zoning women and you're like, dude, he could have slept with any of those girls.
This dude had, still to this day, one of the best social skills. Like I've never seen that done before. All right. And like he just had this charming personality where he was never trying hard, but he was never, bro, he literally, even the girl that I was, he could have her, 100%. I sincerely believe he could have any girl he wanted. I noticed several girls try to get a little flirtatious with him. He will purposely, perfectly do it where he can still stay friends with them, but never let it cross the line. I'm like, man, this is magical. I don't think a lot of guys have that kind of skill set. Yeah, that's the first time I ever seen it. But it just shows that if you can make yourself a guy that women desire, and it wasn't like he was their gay best friend or something like that, where he was like,
I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
No, he wasn't like that. He still had his masculine frame. He still was a man. And he just did it in a way where they wanted him, he didn't want them, but he was just kind of cool with everybody. And it was wonderful, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't there, but I can already tell you this guy, his voice doesn't crack. It doesn't go up an octave. You see guys when they're talking to their boys like this, and then they go talk to girls like, hey guys, you guys want to go get a drink with me? You want to get a little drink? I'm going to seem like I'm threatening so I can accidentally get some pussy from you. Like their voice goes up, their palms start sweating, and their eyes get big. Oh, really? Is that what you did, Sarah? Well, come on down. Your dress looks really good. Like their voice changes and their mannerisms get faster and more feminine, because when being around women does not mean you should be woman-like. Being around women means you should be more masculine. And that's exactly what this guy was doing, is like he was maintaining the ability to do that. A great example is if you ever see a guy who's around hundreds of women, I'm talking about club promoters, VIP hosts, guys who manage strip clubs, they always have female friends, because it's like one of these things where it's like, listen, just help me out with this or whatever. It's just like they're so used to being around attractive women that there's some that they just don't want to, and because they have so much abundance with women. And I absolutely believe this. You brought this up before. So when you have a girl come over, you said you have a 90% success rate because of how you screen women that you go out with.
Yes. So I have an extensive process, and I will actually attest this to code approach. So this is something that I tell guys where I think you still need to, I'm all about being well-rounded. I'm all about, like you were mentioning, just do things you can control as a man. Give yourself as many badges as possible. And one of the things that I got from Code Approach, I don't think it's the most efficient way to meet women, but it got me so comfortable with escalating. I don't know, it just being able to see a girl, have a conversation, lead. I think Code Approach gave me that skill set. Now add that with vetting women extensively before I go out with them or before I let them come over. Like I have a process, man. The girl, if wherever I meet her, she got to jump through one specific hoop and then another hoop and then another hoop before we go out. I have to see those levels in order for me to say, okay, I will go out. It has been times where I can just easily go on a date, right? But I need to see that extra investment. I need to see it. I don't know. It works so well for me, bro. And I don't know if I don't think it's for everybody, because a lot of guys might not have that patience, or they just need pussy all the time. But this also goes back to being able to get it whenever you want. Whenever you can get sex relatively not strenuous, right? You don't have to try so hard to get laid. And it just makes it easy. I don't know what it is when you don't need sex. We want to give you more. So making them jump through a little bit of hoops, it kind of makes them more excited to go out with me. Yeah. And then when they come over, it's just like just don't fuck it up, bro. That's basically what it is.
Like it says in the Bible, like, to whom much is given, much more will be given. Like, it's the same. One of my favorite books is Hustle Harder by 50 Cent. He's like, when I was broke, no one wanted to lend me money. He got his first $1 million in the bank account, then another bank wanted to loan him $3 million. A book called Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. He talked about when he was in a movie called To Kill a Mockingbird, or A Time to Kill. And before he did the movie, there were 99 scripts he wanted and only one he could get. And after he did the movie, there were 99 scripts he could get and only one he would choose. It was like there was this point of status poverty where you get out of status welfare, and then all of a sudden you move up to this point where you just have everything. And that's the same situation here. I tell this whenever I go eat with some of my other friends that are coaches. So it's going to be like Wes Watson, Bradley, Ty Lopez, Dan Fleischman, guys like that. Whenever I go out with Brandon Carter or Greg O'Gallagher, people like that. Whenever I do that, they're all like racing to take the bill from everyone else. Everyone's trying to pay the bill, and they're all sharing ideas where you'd think that these guys are competing with each other. They're sharing ideas. They're sharing content. Like, I have a content team. They're sharing content teams. They're sharing sales funnels ideas that normally would be competition. But because these guys have so much abundance, when you're at these top level dinners, everyone is helping each other make millions of dollars. They're never biting over each other's girls. They would never consider snitching on each other. That kind of stuff. And you just see at the top that's what you get. Same thing with women. It's like when, Bilzerian's a buddy of mine, and whenever I see him, it's just like he does less work than any dude I've ever seen and sleeps with more women than I've ever seen in my life. And he does it because he just shows status through social media. In his book, he uses the term with low perceived effort. So basically he shows high status with low perceived effort. And I think that's one of the things that makes it work so well. Last thing real quick, can we go over your coaching program? So was the YouTube first and then the coaching, or how did it work? And what exactly
YouTube has always been first.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube has always been first. I branched out into coaching guys from YouTube. My mentorship, bro, is not for everybody. I'm selective with the guys that I want to be a part of my program because I believe there's a certain standard that needs to be maintained. Like, I want to help guys who are willing to be winners, the guys who are willing to drop their ego, guys who feel like they can accomplish it all. Because like we've talked about today, a lot of guys feel sorry for themselves. They don't really want help. They want to be baby. Like, I'm ready for the guys to like, hey, I'm fucking up. Help me change my life. Help me become better. And those are the kind of guys I want to help. Those are guys I give my absolute all to. So that's all my mentorship is about, right? Helping men who want to be helped reach the levels that they want to reach.
Just curious, like, do you have, we have a lot of entrepreneurs that watch this show. Have you learned things about, say, sales funnels, KPI, metrics? Bro. Like who have been some of the people that have taught you, and what are some of the lessons you've learned?
Bro, Brandon is somebody that we actively, like, is a mentor. Yeah. Like, me and my business partner, we pay him to coach us monthly. Like, I've paid, this year alone, I've paid so many coaches. All right, I've gone through learning a sales system, 7th level, Jeremy Minor. Like, I've tried to get as much help as possible. And I think that's the secret, man. Dropping the ego, allowing myself to get help, not thinking I know it all has tremendously improved my business, because there's always something you don't know. Like, and it's okay. I'm okay with learning and not thinking I have it figured out. Sure. And I think whichever help is out there, I tell guys this all the time. Go get a mentor. It doesn't have to be me. Somebody needs to be in your fucking life that's helping you with shit that you don't know. Yeah. Because if you think you got to figure it out on your own, you crazy.
I've become obsessed with the concept of creating systems. It's something I've learned from my business partner, Grant. We just try to create systems, and we learn from other people that do those things really well. A great example, I'm sure you know who Wes Watson is. He does $3 million a month with no sales team, all through text messaging. That is crazy. I have a sales team right now. My sales team I have 12 closers, and trying to figure out which closers we're supposed to hire. There's such a process into it. So it's like the first thing I ask guys guys, you know, what's your low ticket offer, what's your high ticket, et cetera, et cetera. And I learned so much from these guys. There's so much information out there. And then it's like, I know it's a completely different topic, but it's like one of these things that makes you realize that a college education has become more and more useless, because these things that actually make money come from these men who are like offering a course for say $5,000 or $2,500 or even $500, and I'm supposed to pay $85,000 a year for an education at Harvard for entrepreneurial studies. It's madness at like the amount of skill and talent that you can get from some of these coaches that you can't get from a college education.
And you know what's crazy, man? Guys think learning from coaches is a scam.
Yeah.
They think learning from the motherfuckers who are doing what you, that shit is insane to me. Bro, I have an engineering degree. I graduated 4-year petroleum engineering degree, and I have learned more since leaving college than I learned in college.
Yeah.
College didn't improve my life. Other men who are living the life that I want to live have taught me way more. And I wish men got out that mindset. Bro, there are people with information. They ain't gonna give you that for free.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to pay top dollar. Listen, whatever information out there can give me the best results, I will pay whatever it takes. Because I now understand what it takes. Like you mentioned, $5K for you gonna pay $100K for a 4-year degree that guarantees you nothing. Yeah. That's insane. You don't get nothing from college.
Yeah. It's madness. And I want to point out something else. He and I, like my business, we're coming up on 8-figure year, 10 million. And one of the things you'll hear me say, Ty Lopez spends $200,000 a year on coaching and consulting. My company, we spend well over $200,000 a year on coaching and consulting from other coaches. You spend money on coaches. If it was a scam and we're the coaches, wouldn't we not be buying coaching? Think about that for a second.
It's insane, bro. I don't know. But I think it's just a poor mindset. It's wanting to validate why they're poor. Because bro, I don't understand how you can not have money, but people who have money who are willing to teach you, I think we charge too little. I think that for the information that is out there and that can drastically improve your life, bro, I think it's very fair. Why shouldn't coaches charge the same as colleges? You're going to get more out of it than you would get from college.
Yeah, it's crazy. My buddy Dan Fleischman has a $100,000 mastermind group. It's $100,000 a year to be in it, and nobody complains or wants refunds because they get so much information out of it. It's absolute madness. And my clients who invest the most in my program, they do the most because they're the most invested. I coached for 14 years for free. RSD would have me on their stage. I would speak at all these self-help conferences, but I was working in finance. I made zero money from this for 14 years. And the effect that I could have on people was noticeable. When people started actually investing in themselves to do the coaching, it was 10x. These guys, it became a matter of life and death. I spent money on this. I'm going to do the things that Michael says. I'm going to fix my Instagram, build my list, figure out events to bring people to, and find 6 girls to take to these events. The first 4 steps, they all did it life or death, and I think that was a huge change. Yeah,
and same thing with business. Same thing with business. Me paying more. Like, funny enough, my business partner, like when he was first introduced to me, I kind of had the mindset, I'll figure it out. Shit, 3 years later, we crushing it, bro.
Yeah,
we're crushing, and we're just getting started. And I'm like, bro, let's get more help.
Yeah.
How many people?
Yeah, if you don't understand what we're talking about, just go talk to an accountant about filing your taxes as a corporation, and then realize that you could, if you wanted to, learn all this. But like when I pay my accountant, and I pay my accountant a lot, afterwards I'm like, once my taxes are done, I'm like, thank you. Like, all I can think of is I want to send her flowers. Like, I cannot believe how much easier. Great book I would recommend for anybody who's interested in this concept is Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. I'm going to have him on my show here in a couple months. It's a really great book. Basically, you want to hire people that give you back your time, not hire people to scale your business. If you hire people to give you back your time and only do things that give you energy and don't do the things that take energy away from you, that's when you become an elite performer in business. And like you said before, you're looking for more people to hire. Motherfuckers don't want to work, especially after the pandemic. Like, and it is so great when I find people who want to work, and I love paying them. I love the fact that I pay so much commission to my sales guys. I've had worked for other coaches, and these guys are greedy, and when they get commissions, they'll steal their commissions. My last business partner stole $50,000 from me. In this situation now, I cannot wait to pay the people who work for me, which is the reason I've had 800 guys apply to be salesmen for Men of Action in the last year. So that's one of the things. That's like
I tell my reps I should be paying you more money.
Yeah.
I want to give you. Why am I not giving you more money?
Yeah.
Because I understand that's the cheat code, man.
Yeah.
Drop the hate and jealousy and thinking that you can figure it out on your own, right? And understand that the more people you have helping you, especially the right team, there's no heights you can't reach.
Yeah.
Right. I wish more guys understood, but hey, they can leave the money for us, man. We're gonna figure it out.
It's an abundance mindset.